morning. Today I am here with, what's your name? I actually know it.
I forgot.
Okay, I am here with I forgot, and we are going to interview. We're going to start with a few questions, okay? What's your favorite TV show?
I don't own a TV.
If you could make one, first of all, good choice. If you could make one law, what would it be?
What's a law?
Exactly. Would you rather have to put ketchup on everything or have no dessert again?
I live in a desert.
If you could outlaw one vegetable, what would it be?
Like, eliminate a vegetable? It would probably be broccoli.
How dare you? How dare you? Broccoli's the best.
It's so
Yeah, it is.
It makes me, like, well, no.
All right.
It's like,
What is your favorite word?
yes and no. So I can tell people what to do.
And the first question is, how many times have you ever lied?
Probably around 5.
That's a lot more for me, but okay. What is your favorite and least favorite subject in school?
Probably science.
For what?
What do you mean, for what?
Least or favorite?
Oh, science is my least favorite, and probably social studies is my favorite.
That's the opposite for me. How dare you? Here. What's the funniest sound you can make?
Funniest?
Yup.
Someone called, I don't know. Someone called I don't know.
What's the funniest sound? Not human.
Oh, well, of course this.
If you were invincible for a day, what would you do?
Invisible! I don't care! Okay, if I were invisible, I would probably maybe go to school still, but pretend I wasn't there. So technically, if I didn't do stuff, I wouldn't get in trouble, but I would still be there and I'd still be able to learn, but I just wouldn't have to do anything.
Okay, good answer. On to the next question. Okay. Would you rather always feel like you're having to sneeze or that you always are being tickled?
Maybe always feeling like I have to sneeze.
Okay.
What does a laser sound like to you?
A laser? Yeah. I don't know, weird?
Sorry for the technical difficulties of people walking behind us.
Oh, this is a story of when I went to Canby Lake Park and my dad almost fainted. So we went to Canby and I went on a tangent, my brothers went on, and we made a deal that I did not agree to. So I went on, my mom, my brother, and my baby sister went to get pretzels and popcorn. So what I did is I went on, my dad didn't know what it was, he saw me screaming, and he almost fainted. My parents came back, they videoed me, and they were scared out of their minds. I came off dizzy, and I fell, and I puked. That's the story, the end.
So today I'm going to tell you how I almost broke my leg at gymnastics. So today I was just tumbling on a regular ball. I was just running for my mini-me because the mini-me was almost there. When I was running, suddenly I almost break my leg because also my nose, because when I was walking right there, I'm like, right on that mat. I was going to die and I was going to be happy. So bye. Hello. Here's my little friend, Mr. Gold, and he owns all the gold behind me. Hi, bye.
Here we go. come home straight, and you come home curly. How the hell do you do that? Come home straight. Sometimes you don't come home at all. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Here comes that tricky part now. You can do it. Go. You're out there. Right here, yeah. Well, I got a heart to burn with a fever. I got a worried and a jealous mind. Oh, yeah. I put a love that would last forever. Yeah. It left so far behind. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Going up a tree part. Yeah. Ooh, that's a killer. I can play all 6 strings at the same time. So can I, watch. Yeah. It's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow that crossed this evil line today. How can we talk about tomorrow? Did we do that yesterday? When we ain't got one word to say. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? Yeah. You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2019. I am Mike McCula, the class president, and next to me are my fellow class officers, Vice President Jay Shilley, Secretary Caitlin Shevlin, and Treasurer Trevor Wilson. I would like to express my gratitude in being able to serve as your class president for the best class to walk the halls of North Reading High School. On behalf of the 4 of us, as well as everyone receiving their diplomas today, we would like to express a huge thank you to the faculty and staff who made these 4 years an outstanding time. Thank you to all the parents and family members who have supported us not only in our high school years, but throughout our entire lives. We would also like to give a huge thank you to our class advisor, Ms. Dabrio and Mr. McIntosh, who have helped us out with awesome events this year and a prom that was well beyond our expectations. Your hard work does not go unnoticed, and our senior class for years to come will be lucky to have you. Being able to serve as your class officers for the past 4 years have been an absolute pleasure and an honor. I'll miss all the great times we had here at North Reading, and I would not trade the experience for the world. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jay Shilley, Class Vice President. Although this moment may feel like the beginning of a journey traveled primarily by yourself, just know that really it is not. The people that made these past 12 years so enjoyable will make all the years to come even more special. When you feel unaccompanied, just know that it is okay to turn back to the community that raised you to be the person you are now. You are the same person that's sitting here today, the person that's achieved so much. You've achieved a new standard for academic, athletic, and extracurricular success here at North Reading High School. So from this point forth, be extraordinary, but more importantly, be yourself, because you have already accomplished so much, and there still remains endless triumph on all our paths to prosperity.
We would also like to thank you, Class of 2019, for making these past 4 years so enjoyable. From the many state championships, Cape Ann League titles, and drama accolades we won over our time here, I have no doubt that we were the best class to come through NRHS. We left not only the high school a better place than we found it, but also the community of North Reading. We will have a lasting legacy on the town and school for years to come. On behalf of the Class of 2019, in conjunction with other graduating classes, I am very proud to announce that we will be donating funds to contribute to the large electronic sign to welcome visitors to this incredible place that is North Reading High School. And now, Caitlin, would you like to do the honors?
As the most phenomenal class to walk through the hallways of North Reading High School, I can confidently say we left our mark in a great legacy. Class of 2019, together, let's move our tassels from the right to the left to symbolize the transition into the next phase of our lives from high school students to graduates. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Congratulations, Class of 2019, throw your caps. We did it.
We're joined now with Laura Miranda, who's the town's new mental health and substance abuse clinician. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this is a new position that has just come to the town.
Correct.
And you want to just kind of fill us in a little bit about what your job is and what you do?
Sure. So I work out of the police station in town. It's a new position as of October 2018. Mm-hmm. The way it shakes out is a couple of different ways. So the biggest is the police officers will stabilize a situation, whether it be a mental health or substance abuse call. And then with the person's permission, they give me the person's information to do outreach afterwards to see if the person wants further services, whether it be for mental health or substance abuse. Other ways in which it plays out is I'm organizing community presentations, doing speeches and trainings to the public, and working in collaboration with the schools, in the community impact team.
Sounds like you're pretty busy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
What's your background and how did you like come to this position?
Sure. So I myself am a licensed mental health counselor through the state of Massachusetts. I went to UMass Amherst for my undergraduate in psychology and Lesley University for my graduate degree in clinical counseling. I did a few years of work in a community-based flexible support agency, it's a mouthful, over in Wakefield. Got a lot of experience with a lot of diverse populations. In that role, I was there for about 3 years, and I saw this opportunity and jumped on it.
So how did it bring the town to offer or see the need?
Sure.
Do you have any history on what led the town to making that decision?
So my understanding is the town was proactive in creating this role in response to calls for service for mental health or substance abuse issues that they were seeing in the community, and took that proactive stance to address it and try to get people into treatment or services to help them. You know, and instead of punishing or viewing these issues as crimes or negative behavior, how can we help people and get them the services that they need and the treatment that they deserve?
And what have you seen as the response from those people?
Yeah, it's been well received.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So they welcome it?
Yeah.
Or sometimes maybe not 100%, but they come around eventually?
You know, it's situational. It depends, just like everything else. But overall, I've been so well received by everybody that I've been in contact with. It's been a really great experience so far.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Do you work out of the police station?
Yes, I
Okay.
am housed right across the street at the police
Okay,
station.
Okay. And how much involvement with the schools?
As much as I can. Yeah, they've been a wonderful community partner for me. It's been great.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And are you doing what type of work do you do in the schools? Is it just like information, like that your distribution, or are you doing like preventative programming, or what kinds of programs are you doing?
Sure. So with the community impact team, I'm doing some collaboration work for prevention, but I do community-based training. So whether it be involving youth or inviting youth to the trainings that are held here, putting it out through the school's been so helpful in getting the message out. If there's a training in town, sending it out on their blast email lists, and I've been trying to attend all of the trainings that the schools are putting on as well.
That's great. What a
Yeah.
resource, huh?
Yeah, it's
Now,
great.
is this something that's pretty common in the 351 cities and towns in the state?
Yes, it's becoming more and more common. It's a great thing to have, in my opinion. I think it's a wonderful addition to a community in terms of treatment-based interventions. So more and more police departments across the state are adding this onto their team.
Where people are talking about there being problems nowadays, where years before they didn't.
Exactly.
So then they see the need, and then they bring someone like you in.
Exactly.
Oh, that's terrific.
And you know, it begs the question, it's a lot of the chicken or the egg. Was the problem here, or it's getting worse, or was it here and it just wasn't addressed? So in any way that I can help bring treatment and services to the community, that's why I'm here.
Is there a way to measure year over year or something like that?
We're working on it. So what I'm doing right now is keeping track of the number of interactions that I have with people.
Okay.
And are your interactions, does it start with there being an incident and then you're kind of like the follow-up? Or can people contact you directly if they have a question or a need? Or can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure, any and all of the above. So like I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of the work is done, initiated by officers. So with the person's permission, the individual's permission, or the family's, they will give me the person's information, and I will reach out as a follow-up to an incident. Okay. On the flip side of that, people can call me, walk into the police station when I'm working, and we can meet right then and there. Okay. So it can be initiated by an individual, or a loved one, a family member can reach out to me on behalf of somebody. And
do you get a lot of that, or is it more? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Really? Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It is.
Is there limitations as to what you can talk about with the people? Or if they're bringing something to you, then you're free to talk about it?
It depends on the person's age. So if somebody comes to me for a minor, then I can share the information with the parent or guardian. Okay. But if they come to me for somebody who's over 18, the information's limited to the individual who is in question.
So you have that like doctor-patient confidentiality.
That's great. Okay. So in the training, I'm sure that it's constantly upgrading or constantly being introduced new things. What organizations do you maybe participate in where you would get continuing education from?
Sure. So I really enjoy the trainings that NAMI puts on, as well as any and all trainings that are sent to me within the police department on the kind of intersect between police and mental health. Those have been great. I just went to CIT training, which is crisis intervention training with a bunch of police officers. Amy Lekowitz and I got the opportunity to go to that. It was wonderful. It was a 40-hour training for police officers. So we got to sit in on that and see the information that is being presented to officers so we can try to assist in the same mindset.
So you would say the town's really embracing it?
Absolutely.
That's great to
yes,
hear.
it's been so wonderful, really. And to have a police chief who is focused on helping people in this way is so wonderful and really progressive.
That's great to hear.
Yeah,
That's
it's great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, North Reading's had its issues over the years, so
Yeah.
I'm glad to see somebody in this position that's, up and running and really doing.
Yeah, and North Reading's not alone in having the issue, so it really speaks to the progressive mindset to bring somebody on board to try to help out before things get too bad.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great to know. I mean, so the majority of our viewers are, people interested in the real estate market, and it's nice to know when people are thinking of, buying into this community and doing their research to know, how the town does think about these types
Absolutely.
of services and how valuable it is, and that's just one example of, some of the nice things and progressive things that the town is doing for the community.
Absolutely. I don't live in North Reading myself, and I can't say enough good things about the community and the fact that they brought on this position to help out its community members. It's so great.
We'll get you over here, Dave. We'll give you
Okay.
Well, we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
I appreciate you both.
And I've met you a few times now
Yes.
through Rotary and so forth, so we appreciate the fact that you're here.
Sure.
We look forward to hopefully not having to deal with you too much, but things in town and so forth. So again, thank you very much for your time being here today.
Absolutely. Before I jet, I want to just let people know how you can reach me.
Absolutely.
So right across the street at the police station, I work out of the police station. You can walk right in. Otherwise, I can be called at 978-357-5038 or emailed at lmiranda@nrpd.org.
And you work town hall hours, correct?
Yes. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4. Fridays, 8 to 1.
Terrific.
Okay. Thank
And
you
if
so
you
much
didn't
for
write
being
all
here.
that down, get in touch
Yeah.
with us. We have her number.
Awesome. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
We'll be right back.
this is a song off my album. It's by Alexi Murdoch. I heard this song, I was raking the leaves in Raleigh, North Carolina, and if you've ever been to Raleigh, you know that we rake leaves year-round. It never ends. But I heard the song on Pandora, and I went, oh man, what a song. And then I went inside and I looked it up, and I even bought it. I bought the song. And in a week I learned it, and I started playing it live because I just loved it so much. And it's called All My Days. Well, I have been searching all of my days, all of my days. Many a road, you know, I've been walking on, all of my days. And I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Well, I have been quietly standing in the shade all of my days. Watch the sky breaking on this promise that we made. All of this rain, and I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Well, many a night I find myself with no friends standing near. All of my days I cried out loud, shook my head, said, what am I doing here? All of my days. And I look around me, and my eyes confound me, and it's just too bright as the days keep turning into night. Now I see clearly it's you I'm looking for. All of my days, soon I'll smile, I know I'll feel this loneliness no more. All of my days, and I look around me, and it seems you found me. You're coming in the signs as the days keep turning into night. As the days keep turning into night, and even breathing feels alright. And even breathing feels alright. And even breathing feels alright. Even breathing feels alright. Thank you.
It's too hot for speeches. I'll only keep this very quick. Really just 3 quick points. First of all, my name came up 3 times, which is 3 times too many. The real people deserving the credit is the staff, managers, and engineers at RMLD. So Tom Pavilla's name came up, Hamid Jafari, Charles Underhill, several others. Some of their names are here. The names should be flipped around here. When RMLD does a project, they do it with a high degree of rigor and engineering excellence. And this is not easy to do. And really, my hat is off to the team at RMLD and the staff who really made this happen. So we've done a quick round of applause for these folks. To Senator Lewis's comment about doubling down on this kind of effort, we see here that RMLD can execute large-scale storage, energy generation projects, including solar storage, the gas generator, and we can do more of it. And I think we'd like, speaking as a board member, we'd like to, and staff, they're great. They can do this. So it's just the beginning. RMLD is a leader, and I'm very sort of humbled and proud to work with them. And third, in the context of municipal light plants, this is an example of the kind of thing that municipal light plants are doing. This is the 3rd or the 4th one. John can, knows a little bit sharper than that. But the municipal light plants are doing a lot of innovative things in the Commonwealth, and so it's just worth acknowledging that. And they'll be doing more of this. And when they're allowed to do that, they can do great things. So that's good context to be aware of. And so that's it. I promise to keep it short. And again, thank you everybody very much, especially the staff at RMLD and everybody else who was acknowledged. Thank you.
3, 2, 1.
As they say, great engineers.
Get longer time to take the picture.
Show us a picture.
Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? We'll look right here.
So, Chromebooks first. All right, so open up your Chromebooks, get into Google Classroom, and then do the quick quiz. Then move on to the videos. If you need help, raise your hand. It is. They love it.
Up. So if you don't know what a flamenco is, Google it. See what you find. Just one of these clues match up with flamenco. If you don't know what paella is, Google it. See if you can find the clue that matches up. Vámonos.
Oh yeah.
Un baile. ¿Qué es un baile de España? flamenco. Sí. Para bailar. Hay salsa, tango, flamenco. Está en España. La capital de España es Madrid.
So for this event plan, it goes through a bunch of different things. It goes through sheets, it goes through docs, it goes through the calendar, and it goes through, I feel like there's one more other thing. So like for each one, it gives them a lesson on those.
Okay.
And they can go through it, they have the link, they have everything with that, so they can go through it at their own pace if they want. Or if they're following along with me, they can also go through it as I'm showing them the videos. But if they forget something, they can go back and rewatch the videos. They can obviously ask me questions, ask their neighbor questions.
So what's
What was that?
not me?
Yeah, so you're gonna just create, these are your headings, and then, is this yours? Let's go down. Those not mine. And then, so yeah, so then this is your examples of like other ones, you know. You keep scrolling, I'm sure it's gonna get into the who, what, so like feedback on this one, feedback to this, what they liked, what they didn't like. So this is just basically how you can go ahead and organize your Google Doc to look like this, except. Well, I'll be right there, but what is it? Is it quicker?
Almost. Again, to tie into because he's going to show you something he's doing.
There's two light here, an infrared one and a visible light one. It will read the reflection from the floor here.
So what did you guys do?
Down, you can see mine. Come on.
It's running on my
It's
issue you're having with this one is these. I'll show you how it works. So we have two of these sort of spike things that'll drive. They're driven by these two motors here. What they would do is they'd pick the robot's front end up, and then this would try to catch the stair to pull the rest of it up and bring it over. But as you can see, that's a little too big to be like the size of a typical stair. So the way he works, it's kind of like construction equipment where you have these two will control the left and right sides. Takes a minute to get paired up. So this guy here is a test with a four-wheel drive system that the Tetrix doesn't provide the four-wheel drive by itself. So we have to put it through these two, and we kind of trick the computer into thinking that one set's a servo, which the servo is kind of like these, but on a smaller scale. And then these here are direct current motors, so that way they're more powerful than these are. So he'll
They take them off.
Are you in a debug mode here, or should it like? So we have to have singular test programs, and then we make a final project. Okay. So we're not allowed to do the final project unless we get the whole thing done with the singular test program.
Still going sideways.
Yeah.
Forward. After that,
Can we show you?
until the ultrasonic sensor detects the thing.
Nice. Where?
Just putting this into focus. Yeah. Yes.
I think one more, that's the right distance.
That's our birth status.
Okay.
Does this work?
Yeah, did you do an open to
Yeah.
match that?
And then
Yeah, now, I think you're gonna have to modify that, though. It looks like it's closing too much over that can, so you want to fine tune it with the can,
okay.
right? Because
Yeah.
if it goes too far, it's gonna like.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Patriots first. Your score prediction was what from when we did our show last?
30-16. I got one number right.
You got one number right. And Phil, you also predicted a win, correct?
I did. We were discussing earlier. I forget exactly what I had. I think it was like 24-20 or something like that. Or
Right in that ballpark, I believe.
Yeah.
Was I 28-24?
Yeah, you were Tony Romo.
I was Tony Romo, that's
think,
right.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, folks, is they did win, but it was a win that I don't think any of us predicted or expected. The way it was done.
Sure, yeah.
I was saying to Phil earlier that this is the biggest blowout that the Patriots are going to have in the Super Bowl probably. So
10-point margin.
Yeah, well, even then, we were talking. I'm like, they also had points on the board. Like you had that the field goal, had 3 points there, but you also had drives that were just, the 4th and 1, and a bunch of
the first drive with the first pass.
So you had a couple drives where they were moving the ball, as Belichick had put it too. They're moving the ball, but they just stalled out at one point. I think they had a lot of opportunities. And Brady, Brady didn't play a great game. But
no, he did not.
When he needed to, though, they got something.
But you know what? It favored them, too, because Goff didn't really play a great game either. So
the pressure wasn't there.
I think we talked about this in the Super Bowl leading up to the game, is that there's going to be a moment in that Super Bowl where Goff is going to choke or throw it up and get an interception on some sorts. Well, we ended up having that. Yeah. It ended up being kind of the turning point of that game. Yeah. That was kind of your signed, sealed, delivered, another Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
My overall expectation from the game was it was a game where if Julian Edelman wasn't on the field, Patriots win the one.
Oh, they're still undefeated with Gronk and Gentleman in the Super Bowl.
There you go. Yeah. That was another point that we also talked about. When you have that combination there, they're perfect.
It was Jason McCourty's biggest game of the season.
One of his biggest plays as a
I just think overall on the whole defensive side of the ball, it was their best game of the season on the defense.
Yeah.
You can look at people like Trey Flowers. You can look at players
Kyle
like
Van Noy.
Van Noy, who was amazing.
I
really like Kyle Van Noy.
MVP.
Really like Kyle Van Noy.
Oh, he's great. I love him. I love how he talks after it. I love
and you
how
had Gilmore. Gilmore was the one with.
Too.
It wasn't Harmon with the interception. It was Gilmore with the interception.
It was, but it does seem like Harmon always has.
But Harmon also had a really
Harmon
good
was
game
involved
too.
with a lot of.
Harmon had a lot of things that were involved from the game, from everything.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
He had that big play in the end.
He broke up the big play that was in the end zone.
The play before that, I think it was the play before the pick.
Yeah.
I think, or a play or two.
Yeah.
You got a total team effort from everybody that was there. You also had your punter.
I was going to say, including your punter. It was awesome.
Who could have very well been your MVP of the game.
Yeah.
Imagine giving the MVP to your punter.
Why not?
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been great. People would have hated it. But
right?
I would have loved
it.
it.
But it's just another reason to hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
But
we pumped so well.
I mean,
so good.
I gotta say the best player on the Rams was Brandon Cooks. He picked apart that defense, and he was the only one that could actually make a play.
Yeah.
He had like 100-something yards receiving, right?
Who was the big receiver? A couple of receivers that were out for the Rams.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
But he was definitely somebody that was missed in that offense.
He's been
big
out
time.
for a bit,
and then
right?
Todd Gurley didn't play that much either because he was still hurt.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley definitely was more hurt than people thought he was, so he kind of toughed it out. I was just surprised with the whole McVay game call that we didn't see them mix up that running game enough.
Didn't seem like they did a lot.
Give the ball to C.J. Anderson.
I think they were scared to.
You really want to put the ball in the hands of Jared Goff to win you a Super Bowl? Yeah. He looked like he was not even on the same planet.
He had opportunities
in that Super Bowl.
Like I said, if it wasn't for Brandon Cooks, they wouldn't have even gotten any first downs.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was just a crazy game.
The whole Patriot way thing with how they really won that game, though. You have to look at that fourth quarter when Brady had that ball and he looked for Edelman, Gronkowski with big catches.
Burkhead.
You had James White with big plays. Burkhead with big plays. That was your way that you were going to win that game. That showed you right there that from all those things clicking, you knew the Patriots were going to get the job done there.
If the Rams did anything right, it was stopping Sonny Michel. Because
Yeah,
he really didn't do much.
He had like a decent game, but he didn't have a crazy explosive.
No,
It wasn't
Chiefs
Kansas
or the
City or
Chargers,
LA
yeah.
game.
No.
No, it was not
Well,
like
it was
that.
an LA game, just not.
Oh yeah, that is also.
LA Chargers,
Yeah.
rather. That's correct.